enjoy the show at AMC.
So I watched Hereditary, a movie that I liked the trailers to and I was actually looking forward to. And as some of you guys know, I'm a subscriber with MoviePass, and never in the 8 months that I had MoviePass with have I ever used MoviePass for a movie and yet still wanted a refund after the movie. So, without any spoilers, basically the story to this movie, Toni Collette plays a woman named Annie, and her mother passes away, and then she begins to find terrifying secrets about her ancestry, and because of that, there's brutal things happening, and that's just the way I'm just gonna sum up the plot to this movie, just because I don't really want to give anything too big away. Hereditary is a movie that a lot of people have been buzzing about coming out of film festivals, so I did like the trailers and I did want to see this movie. I walked into this movie with low expectations, mainly because I don't have a great past record with A24 horror movies. I watched Green Room. I thought that movie was I didn't really like it all that much, and I watched It Comes at Night and I fucking hated that movie. And then I watched Hereditary, which I was hoping for this to finally be the A24 horror movie that I actually do end up liking. I'm sorry guys, A24 horror movies are just not for me. I just hated this movie. So first, let's just start off with the positives of this movie, because there were some things that I did like about this movie, and I just don't want this review to be all negative. Let's start off with the positives. First of all, Toni Collette was really good in this movie. Even though, again, I didn't like this movie, I just can't overlook her fantastic performance. Again, I don't like this movie, but she should get some type of recognition for her performance, because she really tried and she gave it all her best, everything that she had, and again, she was fantastic. Even Gabriel Byrne, who plays her husband in this movie, was really solid as well, and this movie is very nicely shot. It has some really nice imagery, and it's just a very good looking movie overall. And lastly, the last thing that I want to tell you guys that I did like about this movie were the first 30 to 35 minutes of the movie, which was actually going fine till a tragic scene that happens in this movie, a tragic event that made this movie burn to hell for me. Everything that I was enjoying, everything went straight down. It's not the fact that it happened, it's just the way it happened was so idiotic and poorly written, and it was really only shown or even done just for pure shock value. It was pretty much just showing that the filmmakers can get pretty ballsy with this, which is good, but they had way too much confidence in this one scene alone, that this one event alone just carries the whole movie, and it doesn't really even work. Again, it's not the fact that they actually did it, or the fact that this story is going to rely on that certain event to carry the movie. That's fine. Just the way it's handled is just poor, and it's lazy, and it's just basically, again, the filmmaker saying, look, we got balls, and this is happening, this just went down. And not only that, but the character, if you've seen the movie, you know what scene I'm talking about. It's the scene that really got me upset, that almost made me walk out of the theater, because the character that caused this just kept on moving along with his day. Nope, nothing happened. I'm just gonna drive home, and nothing happened. And then of course people know what he did, and no one does nothing about it. None of these people are normal. Nobody reports this person. I mean, if I knew this person that did this stupid, idiotic thing, I would get this piece of shit. I would get the cops on this piece of shit. I mean, the fact that this movie didn't think that out is just fucking ridiculous. Look, I really hate to even say this or get to this point in my review, because Alex Wolff, I've been knowing Alex Wolff since the Nickelodeon times when he was in the Naked Brothers band with his brother Nat Wolff, and I do like him in smaller roles like Patriots Day and Jumanji, where he has a smaller role, but here he has a much larger role. And I'm sorry, Alex Wolff is not the type of guy to carry a movie. He's not the main character, but he's one of the main characters, And I just couldn't with him in this movie. He was terrible in this movie. He does this ugly cry, which is just fucking laughable. Definitely one of the worst part. Well, there's so many things that I didn't like about this movie, but definitely one of the things I just didn't like about this movie at all. I almost used the word pretentious to describe this movie halfway through the movie, but I wasn't really feeling it till the last 20 minutes of this movie, the finale. It was the best time to actually confirm that this movie is pretentious. Holy fuck, I haven't seen a movie this pretentious since that terrible ass Jennifer Lawrence movie Mother last year. And that was like, what, 9 months ago? And fucking terrible. That finale just left me in utter shock. Not in the way that they actually decided to put it in the movie, because of how terribly and how incredibly pretentious it actually was. It was trying too hard to be something different. It was, it was actually trying hard to be edgy, and it was trying to push this movie to the edge. It just didn't work that way. And there are some people saying the last 20 minutes are supposed to be like that. They are supposed to be something different for the horror genre. I get that. But the way it's handled in this movie is just fucking terrible, and it's just, again, it's trying way too hard. Also, don't get me started on how awfully predictable the characters are in this movie, especially this one certain character in this movie that comes halfway through the movie, and then you're like, from the moment she shows up on screen, you're like, she is no good. She's gonna do no good to this character or to this story. I don't think, when it comes to filmmaking, I don't think that you want to make your audience already know and predict what certain characters are going to be up to, or what the outcomes are going to be in the final act of the movie or so. In Hereditary, everything's just painfully obvious, painfully predictable. I just have a feeling that people are going to give this movie a pass just because it's a horror movie released by an independent studio, A24. Not saying that any of you guys who like this movie are relying on that. If you guys like this movie, that's fine. It's all about opinions. And I'm sure that a lot of you guys have some really good reasons to why you like this movie. In fact, I have this group chat on Instagram, and about 11 people saw Hereditary, and they all love this movie, and they all have their good reasons to why they watched this movie, and that's fine. I could live with that. Just, for me, I just couldn't with this movie. It was unbearable. It's 2 fucking hours long. It felt more than 2 hours long. It was, again, I'm not gonna give this movie an F, mainly because the performances, like Toni Collette, and some of the imagery is good, and the first 30 to 35 minutes are fine, but this is still a pretty awful movie. In my opinion, Hereditary is a time lost, and I'm gonna give Hereditary a D+. So a lot of the audience members at my theater did not like this movie at all. The guy next to me was asleep. A lot of people were complaining after the movie. Some people even came out of the emergency exit. Went out of the emergency exit. I don't know if it had to do with the fact that they didn't like the movie. I don't know, but maybe it had, because this movie did upset a lot of people at my theater. But yeah, what you guys think of Hereditary? Are you smart of the small audience that this movie was made for? Or are you a part of the audience that I'm in? People that did not like this movie. Yeah, what you guys think about it? Did you guys think it was creepy or scary? Personally, it was kind of creepy and unsettling, but it's nothing scary. Up to this day, the scariest movie I've ever seen is still Coraline, but I was 7 years old. So if you guys want to see a video to me explaining why I still think Coraline is the only movie that really ever scared me, I would love to make that video. Just let me know in the comment section down below. It's going to be a fun video to make for sure. But yeah, my next movie day, it's going to be a lot of fun. Or should I say incredible. I cannot wait for Wednesday. Yeah, so yeah, what you guys think about this movie? Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.